All right, y'all, let's get into the Trump comeback and versus Kamala and tie some more points together for us, okay? So a couple days back, I did the Trump comeback video and then like the 3 points of light and the 3 trimesters of the new age and tying those things together between Elvis being 88 and him being 88, 2015 and 2035 and all that stuff, okay? So this ties more into Trump's comeback because since those videos, things have been showing for the next puzzle piece, okay? It appears that Kamala, okay, she's the nail in the coffin. She's going to get as long as 2.5 months, somewhere in there, okay? And she will get, it can be as little as 2.5 days, okay? But I don't see it being 2.5 days necessarily, okay? I think that will tie into something a little bit later that we'll get into, okay? So Trump and Agent Elvis, the commercial, all right, Don Cheadle, he says something to the effect of, it ain't stealing if it was never theirs, okay? And then, so, when Trump comes back, okay, he's not, Biden is the one who technically stole it, okay? So Trump did not get his reign the way that he wanted, okay? So when these things come to fruition, all right, it appears that when Kamala is in office, all right, and Trump will be on his trial around that time, and he will win the court case around the time of the 2.5 month of Kamala, okay? With this, that ties into the devil, gets that little season, all right? She doesn't even get a full season, all right? So as the still is coming on, he wins the case. 2 witnesses come. They help drain the swamp. And he exalts himself as God. And all the things play out, all right? So then he tells Kamala, hey, you need to get your stuff out, all right? You got 3 days. That's done standing in the holy place in 2024. Hey, get your shit out of my house, all right? And during those 3 days is when the floodgates open, okay? America is without a power structure at that time because Kamala is not in the right, and then Trump is not in the position either, okay? So that's that time of him standing in the holy place that you have to have the eyes and ears to see, okay? And you need to be able to go, because from that point on, all right, there's a time bomb, and that would tie to that Matthew 24 abomination of desolation where you need to flee to the mountains, okay? And the South, Bible Belt, East, where everybody lives, that's that land of Judea, all right? We are the Judea. America is that Judea. And 80% of the nation lives on the East Coast, Beast Coast. And when they decide to do the abomination of desolation, you need to go where, you need to know where to go, all right? The abomination of desolation. That can be the vaccine as well. Okay? And when they tell you this happened or that happened or whatever, the people who took that, they're going to be upset. Okay? And you're not going to want to be in the cities at that point. Okay? Because the cities, you can see that with Corona. Okay? When Corona, the riots, all that stuff came to fruition eventually, you had the West Coast, in a matter of speaking, the cities starting to burn down, all right? Well, we'll see this time coming up to where we should see like the entire city burned down or half the city burned down. And this will happen in multiple areas, okay? This can be done through multiple means, okay? If you've noticed these shows that are coming out right now, and I forget the name of that one, but it's kind of like a choose your own adventure show, right? And that's what Bear Grylls has also changed his show to, where you can choose your own adventure, where you decide whatever, but it all ends up in the same outcome, all right? Obviously Bear Grylls is a little bit different because it's survival, but these other shows that are coming out for Netflix or whatever, because if y'all haven't noticed, if Hollywood was closed down just like the rest of the world or whatever else, that means there should be like a lull in movies, not like an overproduction of movies, all right? So if y'all have all noticed, there's just been a plethora of all these new movies coming out, and lo and behold, all these programs are coming out to entice you. They come out with these new shows and all this stuff to draw you into watching them or whatever, but that's part of drawing you into that segment of the beast. But the beast, that's just actually a current, that's one of the trees of life, and the beast operates through that tree of life, okay? And you have to believe what he tells you, all right? And this is where you're given over to that light that comes onto your TV. You're just, and then it tells you everything you need to know, and you go out and spit it out in the world. You live by it. That's what your right hand is. The mark in the right hand is a spiritual mark. The things we do in our life are a reflection of those beliefs. Okay, so when we take the vaccine, it is the outward expression of our faith. Okay, that's exactly what the Bible, your book, teaches you. But again, y'all don't believe your book, or you wouldn't be going to those churches that worship Satan. Okay, that's why they take the money and worship the money and all this other garbage. All right, so the Kamala, she's gonna play a role in the eclipse, okay? All this bullshit science they teach, all the heresy in all the churches, all that stuff is very important to know right now, because it's all being played out as far as the oral prophecy. And the heresy is the Harry I see, and that's the her I see for the God and planet Earth coming on that moves men and all these other things. We're being caught up with God, and that's stuff that's happening for end time. So Kamala, go back and listen to the other videos, people. Kamala's the dark moon. All right, how do we know that? Well, the television tells us. The vision that's been locked up. We see that Kamala is the WWF wrestler with the big moon on his belly. And he's coming in to cover up the sun. All right? And when this moon comes in to cover up the sun, Donald, in his trials and such, that's when you're going to start seeing the divide happen in a serious way and stuff. So Moses is Kamala, but Moses is also ISIS, and Moses is what I see as a political woman coming in, such as Oprah or someone to that equal, who is going to come in and divide the boomers and divide the parties and such like that. And she's got that gale force win. All right. So when all this stuff happens, and then Trump didn't get his full reign or his full presidency or whatever, we can see how the divide can start taking place there, and where Texas won't honor Kamala if she steals it again, or Oprah if she wins, or whatever Moses wins. All right, whatever woman comes to divide the Red Sea. And then you have DeSantis. So you can see how things are setting up, but it depends on how long of a game they take. Okay, so Trump can come in and get his reign for the next one, but at the same time, that woman comes in and to divide the Red Party, and this could be done under Trump's next reign as well. So Moses, it could be coming in as early as Kamala, and then that Moses character would transition from Kamala, because she'd be like that spiritual one, to going to that spiritual carnal representation, because things have to start out at a certain level and they got to build into things. That's where these eggs, the things I've been telling you on, things we've been coding out for the past couple years since all this stuff started, all these are basically, I've been tracking and gathering the eggs. Okay, so all these eggs, they're going to start, well, they've already started, but they're cracking open, and these are going to be some live games they're going to be playing, and depending on whichever one's take or hit or whatever, they're going to ride it. Okay, so it's just going to be like constant bum 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 bum. And Elon Musk said that he could do like 10 times as many as he was that he contracted out to do, but so all those things. Also, Elon Musk, me and my wife were talking. He's that perfect character to come out as the rainbow. All right, he's got the weird setup going on with the women, and he says he's alien, and he just has that vibe. Okay, but you got the Asians coming over. Elon. Huh? Elon? The Elon has sprouted. So, he may be that character, okay? That stuff I mentioned about DeSantis coming out of the closet, that stuff I see with the closet reading with him or whatever, that can also be tied to the dragon and his how the dragon gives him his power on that stuff. But we shall see where all that unfolds. And we're gonna end it here because I'm done.